What's up, guys? This is Titan Lifestyle. This is Big Dru back in the lab every Friday. If you guys aren't familiar, I do this every Friday at 2 p.m. I talk about Titan events. I talk about therapy of the week. I usually pick out one or two topics to talk about, either fitness or health related, or sometimes they're even crazier. And also Q&A, my favorite part. So if you guys, girls, got any questions, let me know. I'll be here for the next 30 minutes to an hour. Obviously, keep it PG, but anything, questions about health, fitness, nutrition, training, Titan Therapies, my specialty. So if you guys want to know about Titan Therapies, what they do, how they work, how do you take them, how quick can you get them, what states they're available in, pretty much every state, let me know. And again, if you guys, girls, have any questions at all after the show, call 727-389-3220, or you could text that number as well. And they'll get back to you with any questions you may have about what your current regimen is, if you're a current patient, how to be a new patient, blood work, everything. It's real easy. And again, you could text that number. So if you're like me, if you don't like talking too much on the phone, you could just text. And you're going to get an actual person. It's not automated. It's not AI. So you're actually going to get someone talking back to you directly. Any questions or concerns that you may have. But let's see who's on right now. Again, you'll have to forgive me. I don't have my main screen in front of me because one of our lives is down right now. So the only things I have in front of me are a couple phones and an iPad. So if you're on, you're giving shout outs, you're asking questions, I'll get to those as soon as I can. The screen setup is just a little bit different. But you know, I've been doing this a while so I can make it work. Real quick, we're going to jump into therapy of the week. Every week we have a therapy of the week here at Titan Medical. What that means is we highlight a specific therapy and we give you guys, girls, a big discount on it. So this week, therapy of the week, you get $50 off, $50 off of our weight loss therapy. So if you want anti-inflammatory effects, that's the weight loss therapy. Anything for your lower your blood sugar, reduce your appetite, heart, liver health, significant fat loss, anything, $50 off. So call the number 727-389-3220. Let them know I'm interested in the $50 off. They will let you know exactly what you can get for $50 off. And they'll also let you know if you can get 2, 3, 4 different orders. You know, if you get 4 orders, you know, you're saving $200. So again, that's this week, therapy of the week, weight loss therapies, $50 off. So pretty much, if you don't know what weight loss is, pretty much everyone knows what weight loss is. But if you don't know what our weight loss therapies are, again, you could just call that number, ask. Some of our weight loss therapies that we offer, AOD 9604, clinically proven to burn fat. It's an injectable. It can also be, we could also put it into a capsule form. That's pretty much one of our main ones right now. Also ECA Plus. ECA Plus, that's what I take before I work out. It's ephedra, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and choline. So you're going to get the fat burning effects from the ephedrine. You're going to get the energy from the caffeine. You're going to get the blood flow and the pump with the aspirin. And B12 has many benefits in choline as well. So again, weight loss therapies, $50 off, $50. Had someone ask me earlier, is it still 15? No, not 15. $50 off. Now let's see. It's going to be a little bit difficult with the questions today. I'll see if I can get some screens up in front of me to see what the questions are. Nothing so far, but we'll keep it rolling. Just give some shout outs. I see Quita's on here. Shout out to my client Beast Mode Goldie. She just jumped on. JBC Bop's on here as well. Mr. Ratalia, Granola Wheels, Yasmin, Stephen Lopez. Just want to give a shout out to everybody who's on right now. And also, what is your favorite weight loss therapy? Again, someone asked me before the show, one of my media guys was asking me what's my favorite, and I actually said MK677. So I'm interested now. What is everybody else's favorite? What do you like? Why do you like it? And what do you like better about our therapies as opposed to other therapies or other products that you use from other places? I always want to know what singles us out as compared to other companies. People always ask about other companies. I don't really know about other companies, but I know what we do. I know when they come and go, I know it's a bad thing. And I know a lot of places cut corners of something we don't do here. So one thing I will say in terms of bodybuilding aspect is we have a lot of bodybuilders coming over to Titan Medical saying this is what the last place did for me and that. We're very strict here. We go by the book here. If it doesn't show on your blood work, don't ask for it. This isn't a place where you're just going to come in, fill out some paperwork, and we're going to prescribe you, Anavar or something like that. It doesn't work like that over here. So if it shows off your blood work, there's something they may be able to do. But this isn't a typical place where you just come in, do some paperwork just to get what you want. It doesn't work like that. That's why we've been going for 12 years now. That's why we service every state except for Idaho. And that's why we're sticking around, getting bigger and better. We have better products every year. Everything, I was talking to John about this last week. Everything that we do here gets better every year. From the clothing, from the therapies, from the office, from the Titan vehicles, from the people's bodies. We got media guys, camera guys that have come in here, and next thing you know, now they're in shape. And they weren't even, these are just camera guys, media guys. Fitness isn't even their thing, but you become a part of the culture. A lot of the girls in the office, these girls look like bikini models, and they're looking better and better because of the therapies, because of the culture. So this isn't a situation where you see people come with Titan and they fall off. Their body doesn't fall off. It usually gets better, and it's actually the reverse effect. I've seen people be with Titan, and then for some reason they're not with Titan anymore, and their body goes downhill. Now, I'm not saying Titan is the only way, but it's a lot easier when you're a part of the culture, when you're around fit people, healthy people, you have the knowledge, and you have the therapies, to keep your body in shape year-round. Dollar Hides on here says, customer service is top-notch. Definitely. Customer service here at Titan Medical is top tier. I haven't seen any other places do what we do in terms of customer service or in terms of, patient relationships that they have. Again, you could text that number whenever you want, and you're going to get someone calling back to you or texting you back. It's not AI. It's not anything like that. So that is top notch for me. One of the services I provide with my training is I provide a service where people can pay me and ask me questions and email me all the time. And Titan offers that just as being a patient. It's not even a separate fee. So a lot of times people say, do you have a coach, this and that? My coach is basically Titan, my medical provider. I go off of my blood work. If something's off, I ask my medical provider, what do we need to do? They fix it. So people out there that are bodybuilding or people that want to coach, I coach as well, but if you're looking for something that will keep you in line, keep you on track, where you don't have to think, you can just ask the question, Titan's the way to go. You could prep for a bodybuilding show and have, get your blood work done, have your medical provider be checking up on you, making sure everything's in check. As you're going through your prep, you can get another blood work done, see where it's at. They can make recommendations, control your estrogen, control everything. Hemoglobin, make sure everything's safe. So I see a lot of bodybuilders, male or female, they get their blood work done before they do a show, and then after the show's over, they get it done again. The blood work's bad. Why not get it done during your prep so you control whatever issues you have? Not only that, you'll look a lot better, too, because you know what's going on. You may not need so much estrogen blocker. You may need an estrogen blocker. So it makes a big difference when you have someone taking the worry out of it, and you can just ask questions, get your answers, and follow the protocol. Victor Guzman says, I love the MK677 that I ordered from Titan Medical. I was taking it at night to avoid the hunger, but been thinking a lot about Masmerolin, but not sure if the results are just as good. Been with Titan Medical 4 years now. Well, shout out to Victor for being with Titan for 4 years. That's basically like a whole high school. He's been with us for 4 years, so shout out for that. Now, in terms of the difference with MK677 and MAC, I think the MK677 is going to make you eat more, and it may make you hold a little bit more water, and that's usually temporarily for some. I know when I take MK, I usually hold water for maybe like the first couple weeks, and it starts going away. It's like my body adjusting, but again, it's not fat, it's just water. So for me, in my opinion, MK677 will be used more so if you need to stimulate your appetite, if you're looking for more growth, more size, you need to eat more and rest more. And I would say the MAC would be more so if you're looking to gain the weight, you're looking to gain the lean muscle tissue, but you're not looking to eat so much, you're looking to control your waistline a little bit more. Got someone on here says, this New Year is yours. I hope so. I got a lot of love, a lot of kisses, a lot of hearts, a lot of love on here right now, so that's good. I love the love. We need some questions, though. Anybody got any questions on my live, on Facebook, Instagram's live? Instagram's live is a little bit down right now. Let me see who's on mine. Give some shout-outs. We got Wise on here. We got William on here. We got the Holmes on here. Another William. Yeah. I'm going to jump into one of my topics for today. I almost talk about this because I talk a lot about meal plans. I do meal plans, so I talk a lot about nutrition and meal plans every day with a lot of different people. But one thing that I notice a lot, people are scared of red meat, or people are scared of steak. You either love it or you hate it. And I realize that, I mean, I'm a big red meat guy. I don't really eat that much chicken, but the reason I don't eat chicken before I jump into this topic is because it bloats me. It makes me feel like almost uneasy in my stomach. Chicken is a dirty animal. There's not that much creatine or zinc in chicken. So on paper, it may look great because it's low calories, less fat, protein, but it's kind of like broccoli to me. On paper, it looks great, but it messes up my body. And they actually have a lot of studies right now. They're saying chicken is actually not as good as what they said it is. So right here, today's topic, regular chicken consumption linked to higher death risk and from GI cancers. So in other words, chicken is destroying your gut. It says consuming more than 300 grams of chicken, poultry per week may lead to an increase in all-cause deaths. All-cause deaths. Cancers, according to a new study. And it says the findings contradict existing research. And existing research has always been said that chicken is the cleanest, chicken or fish and blah, blah, blah. When I ate chicken every day, I felt like crap. My digestion was off. My stomach was poked out. The abs were sticking out to here, and it didn't feel right. I thought it was just me and some of my clients, but come to find out, it's true. It says a surprising new study of people in southern Italy suggests that consuming excess poultry, widely considered a healthier animal protein source, may be associated with all-cause mortality in gastrin and GI cancers. The study results largely conflict with previous research and conventional wisdom. Poultry is generally considered as a healthy protein source and mainstay for healthy diet plans, including, so chicken has been like the main thing. You want to get in shape, you need chicken breast and this and that. But again, back in the day, a lot of people did steak and eggs. They lived a lot better. There were a lot less diseases, and even in terms of bodybuilding, people looked better, I believe. And then now look at this. It's finally coming to an end. I've been doing red meat straight for about maybe 4 years. Every once in a while, I'll have chicken, but that's if there's only no steak available or no fish available. Then I'll do chicken because I'd rather eat something than not eat at all. But again, I mean, it just keeps going on. New research suggests that consuming more than 300 grams, which is 10 ounces, and my meal servings are 10 ounces. So I do 10 into 12 ounces, whether it's steak, salmon, or whatever. So one of my servings, 300 grams of poultry, chicken per week, is associated with a 27% increase in all-cause mortality compared to consuming 100 grams, which is 3.5 ounces, per week or less. So it's basically saying that the more chicken you eat, the more problems you're going to have. So if you do 3 ounces, which is like a standard half serving size once a week, but I mean, there's people, especially bodybuilders, that are eating 8 ounces of chicken every 3 hours every day. So I mean, they're doing like 1,000 grams a day. So you can only imagine, these studies are based off of people only eating 300. But again, one of my meals is 300. So if I were to be eating chicken, this would be a lot higher. It says the findings also suggest that eating more than 300 poultry per week increased the overall risk of gastrointestinal cancers in a study. Specifically for men, the observed risk increased to 2.6%. So again, not just other issues, but digestive problems, GI issues. And that's what I find when I eat chicken. People say steak, it's thicker, it's harder to chew, it's not going to digest well, but that's not the case. Once it's in your stomach, your body is just programmed. It just works better for me. Now, there's plenty of people out there that eat chicken that feel fine, that look fine. But again, how are they going to feel in 20, 30 years from now? And what would their body feel like if they didn't have that chicken? It says, for some time, consuming red meat and processed meats have been considered a risk factor for cancer. So usually, when you're eating red meat, it depends what type of red meat you get too. I mean, you don't want to get 75-25 crappy ground beef from some grocery store that's on sale. You don't want to get that. You want to get 90% if it's ground beef or higher. Always make sure it's grass-fed, the cleanest possible way you could get it. This doesn't mean you can go get the cheapest ground beef. And be mindful too when you go into stores or restaurants that already have the ground beef prepared, because they might be using the 75 or 80, crappy ground beef just because they're selling it in a restaurant and they need to get a lot of it. So unless you're purchasing it yourself, just be very mindful of what type of beef or what type of steak you get if you do decide to go the red meat route and avoid the chicken. And also if you're doing eggs, eggs are probably the only form of a chicken. I mean, it comes from a chicken that I would have, and always do pasture raised eggs. If you do regular big box, cheap, bleached down white, the yolk's almost like light yellow eggs because they're cheap. If you have that with some crappy chicken or some crappy ground beef, chances are you're going to have issues. People in other countries, they're not really having these issues because everything is, organic and fresh, But to make a long story short, yeah, chicken is not really as healthy of a protein source as they say it is. Yes, it has the amount of macros. So on paper, when you look at the protein, we look at the fat, you look at the calories or whatever. Yeah, it sounds good, but it's really not. I want to know people's experiences with chicken. If you've always ate chicken because you just feel that it's the right thing to do in terms of your fitness goals or whatever your goals are, have you tried steak, a good steak, quality steak or quality beef or quality fish, white fish, grouper, orange roughy, even salmon. I do a lot of salmon because salmon is basically like the steak of the sea. But yeah, very interested to see how people are doing from chicken. I switched over and did straight red meat. I mean, I may have chicken every once in a blue, but I do steak, I do ground beef, I do salmon, I do eggs. Like those are pretty much my protein sources. I feel a lot better. Waist got tighter, digestion got better, but it's just better all around. We got Arcaran Elite on here is asked, yes, Jose Hernandez said great. He said chicken moderation is great. Yes, moderation, keyword, great. So I'm glad Jose put that on there because I'm not saying don't eat chicken at all, but just, don't be eating it all day long because studies are saying that that's not really that good. So whether you need to have some eggs, some salmon, or even some clean whey isolate protein to get your protein in, do what you got to do. Bry Guy says, what about ground beef? I love ground beef. Again, not all ground beef is equal though. Like I just said, if you're getting the 75 or 80, 20 ground beef that's cheap, and no. It's crazy because people will spend money on liquor. They'll spend all this money on liquor. They have no problem spending $20, $30 or like on one drink, but then they'll be like, I don't want to get this ground beef because it's $2 more per pound. Get the good kind. If you're going to get ground beef, Bry Guy, I like Maverick. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I have no type of food. I'm not sponsored by Maverick, but that's what I use. Maverick, it's ground beef. They usually have it at like Publix or grocery stores. It's 96% lean, which is very, very high. So you don't really have to drain as much grease out. But that's what I use. Bison is always good, Bry Guy, if you want to go with bison. Bison doesn't usually come as lean, so if you want to go 85 or even 90 with bison's good too, but drain the grease as you're cooking it. Like let the grease accumulate as it's cooking, drain it out, put it back on the stove, mix it up, let it accumulate, drain it out. Do that 2 or 3 times while you're cooking it too. Uno said, hey, I like it. Hey, look, sometimes we got trolls on here that's like annoying, but this dude's funny, so I like it. Uno says, lies, I've been eating chicken for 88 years nonstop. And then he says, and whiskey, the new generation is soft. That's my laugh for the day. Shout out to Uno. We all know he's joking. He doesn't have 88 years nonstop. But yeah, it's funny though. On average, how long for results on shoulder training 3 times a week? That depends on the person, depends on the shoulders, depends on the diet, depends on the training, depends on the rest. So that depends on a lot. I would say on average, I wouldn't train him 3 times a week. I would do maybe twice a week or even 1 time a week. I know you're going to be anxious. You're going to want to go in there and just do it all the time to get better results. But depending on how long you've been training, if you've been training as long as I have, if you have 20 years in, and you're pretty experienced and all that, and you built a foundation, and you're getting at a, kind of like coming to a standstill, realizing like, I've been doing this for a long time, nothing's happened. That's when you actually need to train less. So I would say go twice a week or even go 1 time a week, but make that 1 time like crazy. Like, so if you normally train an hour a day, why go 3 hours 3 training sessions for shoulders in that 1 week, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you go 3 times for an hour, your body's not going to recover fully. In an hour, you're not really going to have enough time, depending on your environment, to really stimulate. So I would say rather than go 3 hours 3 times a week, go 1 time a week for 2 or 3 hours and go so crazy that you can't even move your shoulders, and then eat, let them grow, come back again. And if you're a little bit, if you're depending on your supplementation, depending on what type of therapies and rest you get, you can go maybe twice a week, but I would never go 3 times a week shoulders. The only time I would do that is if I'm catching a pump for like a video or like a bodybuilding competition. You're not going to get tissue growth 3 times a week unless you're, a genetic freak that's taking all kinds of illegal substances. I mean, it just wouldn't work like that. So twice a week or once a week, all out. Less is more when it comes to building muscle. More food, less training, but more intense training. Jarrett Finley says, have you ever considered cutting down on meat for health reasons? No. No, not at all. I'll cut down on the quality of meat, but I'm not going to cut down on meat for health reasons. I don't believe meat is unhealthy. If you look at other countries with the highest meat consumption, they live the longest. If you look at Japan, they have some of the best red meat. Diabetes basically doesn't exist over there, and they have the highest life expectancy, and they eat rice with every meal too. So I don't believe meat is bad for you. I just believe specific types of meat. Like I said, chicken every single day wouldn't be a good one, or every single meal wouldn't be a good one. Phil Garcia said, would you stop eating chickens if study proved it shortened lifespans? Yes, I still would stop it, because even if it didn't shorten my lifespan like the studies are showing, it's still going to mess me up. It still makes me feel funny. It still causes bloat. It still causes digestive issues. It doesn't have as much zinc. It doesn't have as much creatine, and I just don't like it as much. So yeah, I would still stop eating it. Even if it was the healthiest thing you could eat, I probably still wouldn't eat it, just because of the way it messes up my stomach. Kind of like bananas. Bananas, for certain people, they mess them up. You put it in a shake, it just messes up your stomach. But on paper, it looks good. So bananas are healthy, but I don't eat those. So. Jose Fernandez said, my coach mixes it up on nutrition. Yeah, that's good. I mean, a lot of coaches mix it up. Yeah, a lot of coaches mix up their nutrition. I don't really believe so, because I don't like to mix up. Even if you're eating healthy foods, if they're always different, your body never has a chance to adjust. Now, again, don't go off of what I say. Go off of your coach. I never like to step on toes. But for me, I don't like to mix it up too much, because then it's like resetting my body to reset the digestion and all that all over again. I like to find 5 foods that work for me and just eat those all the time, switch them if I need to. That way my stomach feels the same. I'm using the bathroom the same. Everything is the same. Everything is, consistent. Matt Nickel 3 says, what's a common fitness myth you want to debunk? Common fitness myth. I would say that you need to do, I would say 2. They kind of go hand in hand. I would say 1 is you need to do abs to get abs. You don't need to. It's made in the kitchen. Another one kind of goes hand in hand is you don't need to be doing so much running and cardio and stair machine and all that to burn fat. A simple walk on an incline. So if you could just fix your diet and walk on an incline, you can get your waistline as tight as it needs to be. You don't need to do all the other stuff. I see people going to Chick-fil-A, drinking Coke, and then going to the gym and doing cardio and abs for an hour. It doesn't make sense to me. You might as well just eat some, plain, have some eggs and some sweet potato or something, and just not even go to the gym. You'd probably look better. So biggest fitness myth would be that you need to do cardio in order to lose weight and to get abs. George is asking, are there any side effects people should be aware of? Side effects in terms of what?
I think that was when we were talking about the weight loss. That was one of the early ones.
You're talking about, I'm not sure if you're talking about side effects from the chicken that I'm talking about, or side effects from one of our weight loss therapies. I'm not sure. If you could just give me an idea of what side effects you're looking at. And also, someone's asking, who is my biggest influence in health and fitness? Influence. I'd probably say Ronnie Coleman, just because, I mean, not just because I was with him a couple weeks ago, but because even before I met him, I know him well now, but even before I met him, before I had social media, I was the biggest guy in my gym, biggest guy in my neighborhood, going to the gym every day, eating. I used to watch his videos every single day, the same videos over and over again on YouTube. I had no social media back then, so when I got home, it wasn't like look at Instagram all night. I got back from the gym, it was literally make a whole bunch of food and literally sit around and watch Ronnie Coleman videos and just eat and just, I did that for years and years. And he was basically my influence. It got me motivated, got me going. I like the way he trains. I like the way he eats, his mentality. He's always in a good mood. No one has anything bad to say about him. He lifts like crazy. He likes to work out in the heat. So we have a lot of similar things. So I would say he's my biggest influence, and he's the one that got me. He was the one I used to always put my focus on. Again, before I had social media, I used to just watch him every day. Now, what got me into the gym was pumping iron. Being up in Massachusetts, up in Boston one night, it was snowing real bad. This is before I even went to the gym. On HBO, Pumping Iron came on. I was snowed in. I watched it, and I just got hooked. I had a little rusty dumbbell in the hallway that I grabbed and just started doing curls. I had no idea what I was doing after watching that movie, and ever since then, it was like boom. And then, a year later, or maybe 3 or 4 months later, it was 3 or 4 months later, I moved to Florida, and then once I came down there, then I clicked it in 2005 and really turned my life into basically the gym. But yeah, Arnold and Ronnie. Any other questions? Yeah, Jose Hernandez said, only you know how your body works. Don't blame you, brother. Yeah, it's true. Yep. Everybody's different. Like I said, certain people can have bananas. If I have a banana, and the thing is, even back when I was watching those Ronnie Coleman videos, I used to eat like 5, 6, 7 bananas before I'm gonna work out with oatmeal, all these carbs, and I was like, yeah, it's what I have to do. It's healthy. It was messing me up. My stomach wasn't right. Real quick, we do food allergy tests here at Titan Medical. So if you guys are interested of the stuff I'm talking about, if you're like, yeah, I wonder if my body does react differently to certain foods, even though they're healthy. Even though, the doctor says to eat your greens, but you may eat greens and it may mess you up. We do food allergy testing here at Titan. So if you guys or girls wanting to figure out which food works best for you, come to the office. We can run a food allergy or food sensitivity test. That will tell you if bananas are messing you up, if broccoli is messing you up, if chicken's messing you up, or even steak, or certain people are good with potatoes, white potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice. We could do all that. We'll let you know what bodies are best, what foods are best for your body. Because again, everyone's different. So yeah, get that done. It'll save you a lot of time. Because you could Google search all night, but something just may not agree with you. Lewis, Big Dru, definitely sending warm love from Key West. Lewis, that's the chef right there, I believe. Is that Chef Lewis? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's Chef Lewis. That's Chef Lewis right there, man. He's basically like the Titan chef. A lot of stuff we used to do at John's place. He'd come by and cook up, make the best low sugar cookies I've ever had. So Lewis, come back in town, man. I need some food, man. Never been to Key West either. So heard Key West is nice down there. Heard it feels like another like you're on a different island or something. Where can I buy all that you wear? Someone's asking about the Titan gear. This Titan gear right here, Nike Dry Fit Titan. We got so many different kinds. We have sleeveless. And also ask when you order too, what's the cut? Because Nike has so many different cuts. Like it may be, sometimes I wear a 3X. Sometimes I may be an X. Sometimes, so it's all different cuts. But you can check the website, www.titanmedicalcenter.com. We got hoodies. We got crop top hoodies for ladies. We got dry fit stuff. We have cotton stuff, scrunch booty leggings, scrunch booty shorts, men's basketball shorts, men's swimming trunks, joggers, all different kinds of joggers, slim fit, loose fit, Scullies. We have so much Titan gear. Like, as you guys can see, I wear Titan gear every day. I've worn Titan gear every single day since I've been with Titan, and we're talking years. So I remember it was like years back when I was 1,000 days straight and me wearing Titan clothes. So I saw some guy like a couple months ago. He was like, I saw your video. You're supposed to have Titan on. I lifted up my hoodie, Titan on. So if you don't see it up top, it's somewhere. It could be, I got Titan socks on right now. So I'm Titan hardcore. So if you want any Titan stuff you see me in, or any of the girls in on the promo stuff, we have bikinis, everything. Check the website, titanmedicalcenter.com. And my code will not work on Titan clothing, just to let you know. My code only works with Therapies. So if you call and say I need to order some shirts, I want to use Big Dru's code, it's not going to work with clothing. It's only going to work with Titan Therapies. Tim Dollar said, what's the best body composition test? I would say maybe a DEXA scan. I'm not sure. There's a lot of new ones, but I know a DEXA scans real well because it'll actually see how much body fat's on your body. They'll be able to tell you how much muscle one arm has compared to the other and all that stuff. I would never say use the prongs or the little handheld things they have at gyms. I used to run a gym. I'm not going to say what gym it was, but we used to have those in the front. So if you walk into a gym, you see those little body fat testers in the front, just think about it. They're in the front on the sales team's desk to tell you that you're fat and you need a membership. Those things are not accurate at all. That says I'm like 20-something body fat. I have veins in my abs all year round. I'm always under 10%, but when I do those, it's like, yeah, you're 20. It's a great way to get people to sign up for personal training, but definitely not a good way to judge your body fat. So do a water test, DEXA scan, where they can actually scan your body. Otherwise, it will have you thinking that you're way out of shape when you're not. Someone said, my weekend shares are basically my favorite. I look forward to them. Awesome. Could environmental toxin in chickens feed affect? Could environmental toxins in chicken feed affect consumer health? Yes, I believe it could. Anytime you have something where you're feeding an animal, what you're feeding it could be toxic or harmful, and the animal's eating it, I believe that it could also have an effect with the person that's actually eating the animal. Ronnie is asking, have you ever felt any health changes when reducing or eliminating meat? No. The only thing I realize when I eliminate meat is I feel like almost empty. I feel it's almost like drinking a shake as opposed to eating food. I just don't feel, I just don't see the purpose in eliminating meat. I believe people are intended to eat meat. That's what it's here for. People say, oh, well, gorillas don't eat meat. I'm not a gorilla. People are always like, oh, a gorilla's huge and lean and muscular. He eats plants. That means you could go healthy and be a vegetarian. No, I'm not a gorilla. Their body's structured differently than us. I don't know of any guys that look like a gorilla or built like a gorilla that eat plants all day long. That gorilla can do it. We can't. Jerry Curlier says, why is chicken often considered a healthier meat? I think the reason why it's considered a healthier meat because on paper it may have lower fat or more protein or something like that. But I mean, again, it's not all about macros. It's not all about macros. Chicken has been, I'm wondering in 20, 30 years from now, they're going to say chicken's, it's not good. Kind of like how pork is. Maybe it'll first affect the fitness community, but yeah, I challenge people. Try if you guys or girls have been going chicken for years and years, switch it up. Try to go with some salmon or some cod or grouper and some steak. It's quality fish, quality steaks, quality beef. Try that for a month or 2 or even 3. Until you do that, you really can't say anything. You could just say, oh, I think it's healthier and I've tried it. 1 or 2 meals or 1 or 2 days eating steak isn't going to cut it. You got to put like 30, 90 days in to really feel what it's doing to your body. Inflammation too. I know a lot of people when they switch over to steak or the carnivore steak veggies diet and they cut out other stuff, inflammation goes away and certain things start going away. So try it. Any questions? A lot of people on right now. Yes, this therapy is FDA approved. I'm not sure what you asked. Let me see. Most of our therapies are FDA approved. We're not going to really put stuff out there if it's not FDA approved. Paxton Hall, is Thymo Alpha 1 safe or daily long-term use? That depends on patient to patient. Whatever your medical provider says on your prescription bottle, it'll say how you're supposed to take it. I'm not sure about long-term use or how long is long-term use. Long-term use for one person could be like 4 weeks. Long-term use for another person could be like 2 years. So I would say how long. And again, if you have any questions about what your therapies are doing, you could always call 727-389-3220 and just ask them, let them know what you're taking. They can look up your file, look up your patient stuff, give you an idea how long you could take it, if you need to increase your dose or whatever you have to do. Jose Hernandez, what's the best training session you've ever had since you've been lifting? And what have you learned from training and doing it correctly that helps you outside the gym? That's a big one. I've had some crazy training sessions. I might have to come back on that one because I've had some crazy training sessions. I've met a lot of people. I've traveled a lot of places. Me and Rich used to have some crazy gym sessions. So I have to come back on that. But lifting, it says, since you've been lifting, what have you been learned from training and doing it correctly? What have I learned in terms of training would probably be to probably less is more, like someone said earlier in the show. I used to go every single day, 7 days a week. I used to go every day for 2-3 hours every day, and I trained hard too. So now looking back, I probably would just less is more. Less taxing on my joints, because back then I didn't have the BPC, I didn't have the TB500. So if I could go back in time, I'd probably, instead of training 7 days a week, I'd probably train like 4 days a week and maybe have a 5th day where I'm just, play basketball, I do calves, just something to get active. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Is this therapy nationwide or just in select areas? Good question. Lily Addison's asking about the therapy of the week. It's nationwide. We service all 50 states except for Idaho. Anybody in Idaho, if you guys need therapies and you have another address, another state, friend, family, work, whatever, we could ship to them and then they could ship to you. And again, that's completely legal. Just certain forms and stuff you'd have to fill out in terms of doing that. So we'll get it to you. If you're in the U.S., we will get it to you. And also, if you're overseas and you have an office, if you have a summer house, if you have a family member somewhere in the U.S. and you need to get your therapies, we could do that too. We could ship to them. So if you have family, I know a lot of people, they may have a business here, but they live elsewhere. You make a ship to your business. So we could ship here in the U.S. We just can't ship abroad. Alex is asking, can this be combined with other supplements or treatments? I'm not sure you're asking about. Again, when you guys are asking me about a therapy, just let me know what the therapy is, because we have like so many different people asking so many different questions that it's confusing when you say this therapy or that therapy. Just try to put the name of the therapy. Can seniors benefit from peptide therapy? Absolutely they can. Especially I'm not sure. Seniors could be 60 or could be 99. So, that's broad. But I would say you can definitely benefit from a therapy, especially the ones that help with your joints and ligaments, whether it's arthritis or whether you just have ligament damage. If you were overweight when you're younger, now you're not overweight, you may have other issues. But yeah, I think they could definitely help with seniors. And again, when you call or talk to the office, just let them know how old you are, because some of the people, in terms of blood work, sometimes there could be a limit, age that's too high, just like there could be age that's too young. So I know if people call and they're in their 70s, chances are there's nothing we could do at that point. But with blood work, but there may be other things you could do as well. So just call, let them know. But I think seniors will definitely benefit from peptide therapies. I think the main ones they benefit from would be the ones that help with ligaments, joint, and repair, whether it's TB500, BPC 157. There's other ones too, but I think those will definitely help seniors. Got any other questions? So we can scroll down a little bit at the bottom. Yeah, we're at the bottom now. Here we go. Stunning. I appreciate. Can thymo alpha 1 help with seasonal immunities like the cold or flu? Yes. Thymo alpha 1 is going to help pretty much with not just seasonal immunity, but it's going to help immunity all year long. So issues like the cold or flu. Something that I would recommend here at Titan that's going to actually work as well, maybe not in the same way, but could be a little bit better in terms of immunity, I would say would be glutathione. So Billy's asking about thymo alpha 1. If you're looking for something for immunity, I would say glutathione. Glutathione could be taken every day. I get mine, I'm prescribed mine every month. And what I do is I either take it every day, or sometimes I may just wait a little bit. And if I feel myself getting sick, or if I have to travel, or if I have to go from a cold weather state to a warm weather state, I'll just blast it for like 3 or 4 days. I mean, that's completely, it's not like, it's not caffeine, it's not testosterone, it's basically just immunity. So I'll probably take 2 or 3 mLs for 2 or 3 days just to boost the immunity effect of it, so that way I don't get sick. Yes, Titan does offer NAD. I haven't taken it. Actually, I've taken it, I think, once or twice. Great stuff. NAD and also NAC are also good. So when people call, actually yesterday, I had a female asking me about this yesterday. She was talking about NAC, but she said NAD. So a lot of times people get those confused. So just make sure. But yes, NAD and also NAC both have worked great. I have not taken them for extended periods of time, but everything I've heard from them has been great. The time I did take it, I felt it right away. But again, I haven't been prescribed NAD for that long of a time for like a long-term benefit. Jennifer has said, what makes Titan Medical Center's version different from others? Well, if you're ordering from a website that's like a peptide research website, and my boy actually just sent me a link for someone. I was like, that's not even, it's crazy. But yeah, if you're ordering from a website that doesn't require a prescription, that the price looks too good to be true, and all they're asking for you is your card number and your address so they can send it to you, that's what makes a big difference, because you don't even know if that product's been tested. You don't know if it's pure. You don't know if it's the micrograms or milligrams or what it's supposed to be. So I would say that's a big difference. When you're getting stuff from Titan Medical Center, it's coming from a U.S. licensed pharmacy, so you know it's 100% legit. You can call the pharmacy. It has a number you can call. You can check everything. So everything is 100% pure and regulated. Other places, you may be able to find it for like 25% of the cost, but it may just be half water. It may not work. It may be contaminated. When I see these peptide companies have buy one, get two free, chances are they had a bad batch that they have to get rid of stuff, because we would never have buy one, get two free Hercules potion. I mean, we would never have that. We'll have a discount, but I mean, think about that. If you go buy a car, it says you can buy one car, we'll give you two free. Chances are there's something wrong with that vehicle. So I never understood that. But it just takes the worry out of it, whether it's testosterone, whether it's NAD, whether it's glutathione, whether it's something for your hair, skin, or nails, or peptides, TB500. You know what you're getting, and you know the purity of it. When you're taking stuff like this, it's not like caffeine or alcohol where you're going to feel the effect right away. So if you're taking something from a research peptide place, you don't know if it's working until like a month or two. So it's not like you could take it, you'd be like, oh, I'm not feeling this. It takes time. So you may take something and be wasting your money for 2 months, and then you find out it's not even working. I would never want to do that. I've been there before. I've never want to do that. So now it's like, at least I know I'm getting what I say I'm getting. Valora, HRT, baby, Valora, HRT. What makes Titan so okay? That's pretty much it. We're gonna get into some Titan event. We got one more. Jose got some good ones. I'm a patient. I've been great experience with them. Safe and doesn't harm. My health benefits are amazing. They care most. Yes. So Jose Hernandez is someone is asking what separates Titan from other places. Jose Hernandez just said, I'm a patient and I've been having a great experience with Titan. Safe and doesn't harm. My health benefits are amazing. They care most of other companies don't. Yeah, so right there, we have a patient telling you firsthand, not me, the Titan guy on camera. We actually have people on here saying that Titan really does care about their patients. Let's see what we got for Titan events. I know we have events coming up. I know we have the Tampa Pro coming up. Tampa Pro, Titan Medical Center presents Tampa Pro. Again, we are the official sponsor of the Tampa Pro. Shout out to Tim Gardner for putting on a great show every year. Tampa Pro is going to be July 31st through August 2nd. It's a three-day show. It's MPC and IFBB, so amateur and professional. Check the schedule on the website to make sure you know what day, the category you want to watch. It's a Tim Gardner show, so you can check out timgardnerproductions.com. You can see you can get your tickets, check out the schedule, hotels, everything. Tim's got everything on there. And again, that's the Titan Medical Center presents the Tampa Pro July 31st through August 2nd. So I believe that's like 8 or 9 weeks. Then another Tim Gardner show, the Hurricane Pro. Titan Medical presents the Hurricane Pro. That's going to be October 17th and 18th. Again, it's a 2-day show. Again, this is NPC and IFBB, so that means amateur and pro. It's going to be in St. Pete, Florida, the Hurricane Pro, and that's at the Coliseum. And again, the Tampa Pro, which is July 31st through August 2nd, that's going to be at the Hyatt Bayport, same place it was last year. So real close to the airport, real close to Flex and Flow Gym. So if you guys are looking for a gym, there's like Flex and Flow is like 5 minutes from there. So when you come in town, Tampa Pro and also the Hurricane Pro. We'll let you know about the Olympia. We will be at the Olympia coming up. That's going to be in October, I believe. Titan Medical will be there. Very excited to see that as well. We got some Dubai. Paxton Hall, live from Dubai. Big Dru, I appreciate it. Paxton. I got to get to Dubai. I heard Dubai is great. I heard a lot of people think it's boring, but I think I'm just a boring person. So I think I'd like Dubai. The food is great. The gyms are great. It's clean. And not a lot of people partying and doing drugs and acting crazy. It seems like it'd be a great place for a bodybuilder. You could just go there, train, eat, and go home and just focus. So I always want to go to Dubai. So anybody in Dubai want to show me some love, I want to come out, check it out. Live from NYC. We got NYC on here as well. Where is everybody tuning in from? I always want to know what people are tuning in from. We got a lot of people from India a couple weeks ago. We got NYC on here. We got Dubai on here. Where else? But again, this is Titan Medical Center. This is Titan Lifestyle Show. I do this every week at 2 p.m. I'll be back next week. The setup is a little bit different today. It's a little bit different today because the live on Instagram was down. That's why you don't see the graphics and stuff behind me. Next week, everything will be back up to normal. Again, 2 p.m. Hit the bell on YouTube so you're notified of videos like this. You could also check us out on the podcast, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram as well. I've done over probably 300 shows. So if you want to go back and watch those, you can. And again, the podcast is always there. If you missed anything, you can go back and listen to that. This is Titan Lifestyle. I'm Big Dru. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Great questions today. I'll see you guys next week.